Are you struggling with anxiety, stress, fear, rage, maybe even extreme worry? If you're struggling with these things in this video, I'm going to discuss with you how somatic work can help you to change this. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer, and I help midlife women come back to being in their bodies, bringing sovereignty back into their bodies using digestion codes, somatic work, and regulating and releasing trauma and issues from the past so you can step into the sovereignty you were meant to have over your own body. So let's start with this. What is somatic work? Somatic work includes practices that focus on the connection between our mind and our body. See, what most of us don't know is that we have a vagus nerve and it runs from our brain down through our digestion. And the vagus nerve, which I'm going to show you a picture of from this wonderful book called Anchored by Deb Dana, the nervous system, the vagus nerve that controls all of these pieces, okay, is important for all of our body's functions. Now, it communicates back and forth, okay? But only 20% of the communication comes from the brain to the body, whereas 80% comes from the body to the brain. And so many of us are disconnected from our bodies and our brains that we don't have that sophisticated mind-body connection anymore. Instead, we're living with a piece of one or the other, and our bodies have been talking to us. So for me, that looks like I was an extreme exerciser. I was an extreme dieter. I barely got any sleep. I pushed myself to the limit. When I say barely any sleep, there was a point in my life where I got 3.5 hours a night. There was also a point in my life where I exercised 6 hours a day. There was also a point in my life where my extreme dieting meant that I was eating 1,200 calories while trying to do all of that. And let me tell you, that the amount of taxation that caused on my body led me to have an infection in my spine, a cyst on my vocal cords, breaking my feet, getting feet fractures all the time, not having a good health with my body. I became more overweight and I had more issues with my human body based on the fact that I was not listening to what my body needed. My body was begging me and telling me no, and I was conquering it and pushing it and trying to take it to the limit. So our vagus nerve is communicating to our brain whether we want to or not. So our brain can say yes because we feel like it, but when the body says no, it comes out through autoimmune diseases, digestion issues, health issues, anxiety, stress, fear, worry, doubt. It can also come through different things like emotional dysregulation, having extreme moods, and all of those things. So if you're struggling with this, like, one, note you're not alone, right? I was too. But two, understand that a lot of that has to do with the disconnection. So, what somatic work can do is help you take in practices and use these practices to bring your body into communication with your brain. And we're going to use one in this video, okay? But so somatic work helps us to connect the mind and body together. It helps us understand our sensations, our awareness, and being in our body, being embodied, so we can regulate our healing, release trauma, improve our emotions, so that way when our kids are flipping off the edge, we're not flipping too. It can help us understand what our body's really needing. It can tell us when we need to move, need to expand, and we can hear more from the inside. So, what does this do? Well, first of all, there are excellent books and research studies out there. There's a book called Trauma in the Body, which is got a bunch of clinical cases. You've got The Body Keeps the Score by Vander Kolk, right? Okay, you've got this book, which I absolutely love, Deb Dana and Anchored, and so many more. Okay, so there's so much research around somatic work. And what somatic work can do is help your mind and your body connect, bring in regulation, bring in safety. Okay, so I want you to imagine right now you're driving a car and somebody cuts you off. Heart starts racing, pounding, maybe you're saying some bad words, whatever it is, and you're just like, "Ah." That is dysregulation. Now, what's important is how we come back into regulation. Many of us might not even blip an eye, right? We might just get super angry and mad, and then there's nothing else that comes back to it. But when we can regulate, okay? Simple act of regulation, which I'm going to give you today, is placing your hands on your heart and connecting. My heart is beating. I'm here. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. And saying the words, I'm safe. And placing your hand on your heart. Because if you were not safe, you would not be able to feel hand, heart, connection at that moment. So, driving the steering wheel, okay? Somebody just cut you off and hand on the heart, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful. I'm so safe. I am so safe. You're safe. It's okay. What happened? Like, what happened there, right? And when you bring awareness into the situation, when you bring all of this into the situation, you then allow the mind and the body to communicate. You get the emotions and the stuck feelings out of the body. See, what's happened to many of us along the lines is we never actually help the stuck emotions. They're still there, right? So when our parents yelled at us at 3 years old, get this room clean, it has to be clean now. And the person that we felt most safe with became somebody we were unsafe with, but we didn't know what to do. That got stuck in our body, right? And those things can be there. Now, then we tax our bodies, right? We've got our list of things to do. We've got all the things we need to be doing at all the times we need to be doing it. And we're just stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking all this up against us. And it becomes really stressful. So, how do you help your body to move through all of that? Would be that you go into understanding somatic work. So, for now, I want to invite you to a somatic journey with me. All right. Below this video, you will see a link to do a somatic experience with me that I have already pre-recorded. Doing this activity every single day can help to improve these. But I'm going to go one step further and say that if you like that video, which I am positive you will, imagine with me what it could be like if you did your own one-to-one somatic session with me. I would love to do that. I support people on a monthly basis so that way you can have a few sessions and really see how somatic work can help you reconnect, releasing the anxiety, the stress, and the fear from your day. So grab that video below and stick around. Please follow, like, subscribe to this channel, send this video to anybody who can help, and remember your tool. Hand on your heart. This is a simple act of reconnecting. Now, this is not just deep breathing. So many people out there are like deep breathe, deep breathe, deep breathe. And yes, that's helpful. It helps us to move and get our vagal brake back. However, it does not help the somatic process in our body. The body will still keep the emotions and what is stuck inside. So to move that, this additional piece has to happen. So when we shake it out, when we breathe it out, we've done something, but we haven't actually connected and shifted what occurred in the body. And this is very, very important for us to shift, adjust, and release anxiety, stress, and all of the issues we're facing, especially in midlife. So for sure, please go below, grab that video. It is literally only $15.35. You can do this every single day. I guarantee that if you do this video every single day, or even every 2 or 3 times a week, you will change the way your body is responding and release anxiety. And then when you know, hey, I imagine a life being less stressed and less anxious, grab the next thing. All you have to do is shoot me a message or comment below, and I will gladly send you the information on working personally with me month to month in your own somatic experience. All right. Thank you again. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.